let's take this object here. We'll talk about how to create this kind of concentric rings look. But before we do, let's hop in and look a little bit more at these hex configurations and how they work. So here we have hex by column, and you can see this takes our tile and then it stacks another one on top of it, another one on top of it, and they're in these columns stacked up next to one another. If we do hex by row, then what it does is it just creates row 1, row 2, row 3, and from there you would typically, arrange them however you want. But if you wanted them to be, in this case, more clearly little rows, then you'd want to space them apart from each other, so that the rows are not overlapping. So that's fundamentally how the spacing on these works. You can, of course, allow your tiles to overlap as well, and that can create some interesting, just design ideas, I guess. But so here's one where I did that, and you can see how it's overlapping, and we could get in and look at the structure of it. But one thing that might be of interest is how to create this type of object. And you could do it with any shape, circle, square, organic shapes, whatever. But this idea of having these repeating, getting smaller and smaller, concentric strokes kind of going toward the center of something. So what I'm going to do is we'll just make a hexagon. I'm going to make it 2 inches specifically in this case, and we'll give it the 6 sides. From there, I'm going into the appearance window, and what I'm going to do is just take the stroke that exists on here. I'm going to hold down Alt or Option, duplicate it, and then on that duplicated stroke, I'm going into Effects, Path, Offset Path, and in this case, I want this offset to be a little bit smaller, and I'm going to do it at 1/4 of an inch. Click OK, and from there you can see I've got my first offset path, and it's placed on the inside, a little bit smaller than the previous one. Then do the same thing, duplicate the stroke that I just made, and do that offset path, but in this case now I'm going to jump to 0.5. Whoops, I got to select the object here. There we go. Duplicate the path with the object selected, then go in and change that offset, and you get the idea. So if I keep duplicating these and continue to change the offset, making the offset a little bit bigger each time, and remember to select the object. If you don't, you can think you're making changes all day long, but you're actually not. There we go. Do another one, and you get the idea. So just keep doing that essentially until you get to the interior of your shape.